A frickin' camera frickin' unfricked with this frickin' frick. See, that's what I'm talking about. Web camera. Webcam fucking fucked on me. And I don't know how to splice stuff together. Because I'm just starting. So this is part 2 of, you know, me having showered. I'm looking at the bottom of the thing. I'm looking down because I need you to see my bald head because that's important in the journey of life for people that are just starting out. Ages 0 through, I don't know, puberty and 22. Puberty is a tricky time in life. It's a time when your parents say, abstinence is the way. And you say, yes, mom, dad, abstinence is the way. And then you go out with your friends and you're like, oh man, how the hell can I get her to suck my? And you're like, dude, you don't want to suck her. You don't want her to suck your dick. You want her to lay down so you can just pound at it constantly. Just get it done, and then you're like, ah. It's like, what do you mean by that? And then you'll know when it happens. Because I did it twice. And I did it 4 times. I did it 6 times. Did any of them do that time? That amount of times? We don't know. Did they videotape it? All of them have phones. Maybe they did videotape it. Maybe they don't have enough sense to realize that videotaping it is both creepy and can get you in fucking trouble. Don't videotape it. What are you thinking? That's evidence that can be used in court. God damn. If you're gonna do that, fucking throw your phone in a river first. Mom, my phone is fucking lost. I need a new one. Why? God. God caught me looking at my wiener wrong. Ah, damn it. I told you not to. I told you to look away when you were peeing. I'm sorry, Mom. It worked again. This is the 10th time you've lost your phone because of God. You're going to have to pray harder in church. I know. Sorry, I'm looking down at my, I swear it's not my balls. There we go. I have to get the string out of my boxers because it is touching my balls and pecker. So, what do you need to? It's a little annoying. See, they're both here. Now they're not touching my pecker. And after you take a shower, by the way, I tried the lotion on the hands to try and not get it itchy. I don't know, did I not use enough? Because it kind of seemed like I used a lot. So, shout out to Bill Burr. Did I not use enough? Because you talk about how black people just jump in a vat and, drown themselves in it and come up glistening. Like I said, I thought I used enough. Like, I thought I used a lot. Like, it was like I was rubbing my hands in it. And then I had it off. It's just like there's still a lot on there. So I rubbed on my arms, rubbed my legs and shit. And it's like the hands still feel like there's a lot on there. So it's just like, all right, whatever. I'll just kind of go and do my stuff. And I had to walk to the store and back and stuff. And they still kind of itched afterwards. So I don't know. Maybe you have to get into a habit of it. One thing I did want to say is there used to be a thing, like a little dry thing that would be like really getting on my nerves, dry, cracked skin, and I did start putting the lotion on it. That's why I got the fucking lotion. And it did go away. So, I had never even thought to do that as a man. But, I guess lotion works when you have fucked up skin from being too fucking dry and it starts turning into the desert. And it's just like, well, use lotion. I was like, I'm putting all the water on it. Why isn't the water working? It works, on the earth. And you put water on earth, it like turns it into mud. Shouldn't that work? And it's like, well, okay. The lotion made it go away. And it hasn't been back since. That was months. So I was like, all right. I guess lotion. Still got lots of it left. On the note of lotion, apparently guys use lotion when they masturbate. I am not circumcised, so maybe that's why I never used lotion. I don't know. There's never any pain. Maybe if you are masturbated, if you are circumcised and you jerk off, it hurts the tip. Is that the reason? Maybe guys can answer that if they ever watch the video. If you're stroking it really hard and you're circumcised, the tip of your dick is like, man, you get rug burn or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you can answer that question. Maybe it's a little too personal for YouTube. Anonymous here. Yeah, dude, I used to jerk it for hours every day. Dude, you need lotion. I know. I don't know. The things you need to know. Maybe you shouldn't circumcise your kid then in the modern era, because I never had a problem with my dick. Of course, I wasn't swimming in raw sewage, Mr. RFK Jr. But then again, only, I gotta say, that's, whew. I don't know if you're trying to turn your nephew into, Magneto or Professor X or something, but, okay, go for it. Or maybe it just was clean when, he went there when he was a kid and it just wasn't polluted. Oh, sorry, they built a factory or something nearby. And now it's toxic, or, well, it was sewage. So they built a sewage treatment facility near them. I don't know. Uh, I thought the government was good for something like, you know, zoning and districting and maybe putting up a sign and fence and stuff. 'Cause you always had that in. We had a lot of that, and where I was growing up in Milwaukee, there was all sorts of fencing, and along the fence there were notices for those kinds of things. Um, you know, more than enough notices. Now, apparently, there was signage where that was going on, where he did that, but maybe he just said it was fake news. I don't know. I'd like to know the what the reaction of the kids' parents were. What the internal family dialogue from that was. The exchange, fly on the wall kind of deal. I mean, JFK and RFK both were assassinated. I wasn't even a baby or a preteen or teen at the time, so I don't. I watched documentaries recently, and then in the '60s and '70s, there were Tom Hanks documentaries, so whatever, they weren't even like, they were just a rehashing of documentaries, whatever. But must have been a hell of a time to live through, to be a teenager, to be 18, growing up, be like 14 in '61, so that you were, what would that make you? Basically 20, 20 is, 8 years go by '69, So it's like you live through the '60s, straight Wonder Years style, the first Wonder Years. And you get to see all of that stuff happen. The arguably the most fucked up and radical and wondrous, not wondrous, but just some wild shit in the '60s. Seriously, wild shit in the '60s. Any teen or 20 or whatever year old, if you don't have a job or nothing, just watch the '60s and be astonished. Watch the '60s and the history and all that stuff, and then watch the news today and be like, draw your own fucking conclusions. That's all I'm saying. Just watch the history from the late '50s to the early '70s, and then start paying attention to what's happening now. Cause damn. The Marxists are taking over. Whatever. I'm not privy to all the information. I can only, I'm too broke to do any real traveling, so I can't. So I travel with the tools I have, which is fucking YouTube and my feet, which my feet will get me dick for nowhere. So YouTube and the internet is kind of all I got. Uh, so if I'm living in a bubble, well, I got I got a little bit of words to say to that. Everybody that don't believe in taxes because taxes don't exist, well then, why did you vote for why the fuck did you vote for people that are terrified and have nightmares about raising taxes? If you blame me for living in a bubble, well, you're the ones that caused the bubble. You made it happen. Socialism, it'll break the bubble. Raise fucking taxes to astronomical level, and maybe I won't be living in a bubble. Because I'll be able to go places, because we'll have a train that'll go from fucking San Francisco to New York in 4.8 seconds. Oh, that's impossible. Yeah, well, it was impossible to put a man on the moon until we did it. So, people use the word impossible fucking way too much. It's impossible to travel faster than light. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. They made that song about Alice in Wonderland. That's fucked up. Dude, I did some acid the other day and I just wrote this song while I was fucking watching fucking Alice in Wonderland. Fucking cops putting on their helmets, just beating hippies. Like, all right. They were getting together in a crowd and doing drugs and not hurting people or working, just laying around talking and smoking weed and, being all and talking. So I beat the shit out of all of them and threw tear gas at them. Fucking get a job. Okay. Worship God, get a job, and fucking go to church and pay taxes. All right. Well, whose dad didn't love them enough? Like, got some issues to work out. Quintessential cop that took the job just because, that guy can't do anything else for the world. And he definitely needs to get laid and smoke a joint. That's for damn sure. That's probably the best thing we can do for those um, LA police when they're doing their riot control. Fucking, when they tried to, when they were coming to raid the pot things, you should have just lit the thing on fire. Fucking burned the weed, got the cops fucking just stoned out of their funny as shit. Because that weed is way too potent. Quick, they're raiding us. Set it on fire. Some of them may have masks and stuff, but some of them probably won't. The ones that won't are going to get way too high for the first time in their life. And if that's your first time, you do not want to get that fucking high for the first time in your life. I mean, you will take one time inhaling and be like, oh shit. Oh, and your natural reaction is just breathe in again and take like 5 breaths and just be like, okay, I'm on another world. So that shit is way too fucking potent. And after a few breaths of that shit, it probably will seem like tripping. So that shit is way too fucking potent nowadays. I don't know if you, for the weed, not the dabs or anything, but I don't know if you can overdose on that stuff, but I mean, someone would have to do an experiment. I don't want to say you can, but maybe if they like you do one of those weed masks and like force feed the smoke into you, maybe you can now. That's just so much more fucking potent. They made it so much more potent that maybe you actually can fucking OD on that shit now. But it's not from like smoking a joint. It would be from like fucking, like using a mechanical device, using it in a way that it just is not supposed to be ever meant to be fucking used. Like I said, just like when the riot cops are coming at you, just like hook a backpack up to a combustion chamber with a leaf blower, just be like, just spray the smoke on them. And just get the riot cops high as fuck. And more importantly, the horses. Because it would just be, it would just be funny as shit. It'd be like, you attacked us. The news reporting on from Fox and Newsmax would just be, it'd just be funny as shit. Conservatives, you poisoned us. You tried to kill us with weed poison and toxins and all these words that they would, oh my God. Dying laughing. Oh my God. Nerve toxins, all these totally outlandishly fucking words and shit. Like, dude, we were getting you high. You needed it. It was something that you desperately needed. It was like getting a virgin fucking a hand job that they're 40 years old and they never experienced it. It's like, dude, you needed someone to fucking stroke your pecker.